I'm in a 100K race with my boys, and I'm not gonna lie, it's looking kinda spooky for me right now. It's looking like I might be losing this, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Make sure y'all join the Discord server.
This man Doflamingo has so many opportunities to take out Luffy, but I'm only going to talk about the main two that I saw that just stuck out to me. But that's going to be later on in the video. But before we even talk about the fight with Luffy versus Mingo, let's talk about how he had my boy Law posted up right here. Bro was like, "Hey, listen up, nigga. You either gonna do it the easy way or you gonna do it the hard way. I don't got time for the bullshit, man." And then Law was like, "Fuck out my way, you pussy ass nigga." Then after that, Mingo, he got pissed and he shot that man Law down. And then our boy Luffy, he pops up, right? He was trying to see what's good with Law, but Law was acting like he was dead and all that stuff, right? Then as Luffy was getting pissed and he was about to fight Mingo, Law was like, "Hold up, chill." I ain't gonna lie, that man Law, he really smart though. His battle tactics is on point and y'all about to see right now. Luffy started running towards Mingo. Mingo throws an attack at Luffy. Luffy dodges it, and then he tried to throw another attack at Luffy. Luffy jumps back and does a backflip. Whips out his armament hockey. Then he started to throw attacks back at him, but it looked like he was eating it, or was he even touching him? I don't even know. Anyways, Mingo tried to attack him again. He jumps up in the air and dodges it. Then he had another attack waiting for him and he got grazed by it. Then bro pulled out the finger blinking on Luffy. Luffy was dodging it, and then Luffy started to go for his attack. And bro was smiling and shit, but little did he know that Law and Luffy had a plan. Luffy and Law, they traded spots. And then this man Law booms bro in the chest. And bro was making sure that he made him feel that attack. Look at this, like man was going too deep into it. Had bro spitting out blood and all. And just for those that was wondering how Law was able to switch places with Luffy, this man already had a big ass room set up for them. Even though it cost some of his lifespan, he still clutched up, I'm not gonna lie. And when this whole time Mingo thought he was booming Law, this man really switched his places with a random and then waited till Luffy came back to switch back when they wasn't paying attention. This man really was on some big range and I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, this man Law, he still had Mingo pinned down, but Mingo, he wasn't giving up. He was about to attack Law, but this man Luffy, he hops up in the air. He was like, "Another one." He kicks this man right in the stomach. And I wasn't just no ordinary kid. He was trying to make sure he feel that. But after all that, Law put himself and Mingo inside this small room. And this man Trevor, he over here freaking out and shit. Luffy like, "Man, sit your bitch ass down." I don't know why he thought he was gonna attack him. He see Luffy sitting right there. But anyway, this man Dofi, he's still talking shit. Bro was like, "Fuck you, fuck Carzone, fuck everybody else. I only love my family, fuck nigga." And then this man Law, he pulled out this Shidori on him. And man's really had him in shock. But after that, bro started to feel a little dizzy. And I'm like, oh fuck. When the anime character get like this, you know shit about to reverse. And by no surprise, it indeed did. So it started off like this. This man Law, he passed out for a little bit and he was waking back up. And then he was like, "Don't worry about me. Is Dofi still alive?" He said something like that, right? And then this man Dofi, he pulls up like a man as he is. And just look at their shocked faces. And I know Law, he pisses out because he just did all that just for it to just go out like that. Bro had one of the most smoothest plans and it still didn't go out how he wanted it to go. I'm about to hit the so on him real quick. That's tough. But anyways, this man, he started reattaching his organs or whatever. And you know Travis, he gonna dick ride and laugh and shit like that. And while Luffy wasn't paying attention, he grabs him and then slams him down. While this man Dofi, he just walking menacingly to this man Law. And as he got to him, he was ready to stump him out. But out of nowhere, this man Luffy, he just responded and he just stopped his attack. And he really gave him that look like, "Fuck you doing?" And then this man Dofi was like, "What the fuck he looking at?" And he went to try to go stump him in again while Luffy is right there. And look how Luffy looking at him like, is this nigga really serious? And as he still was going for it, this man Luffy, he stops his feet again and then they clash with Conqueror Haki, sending all them boys flying. And after they was done clashing, this man Luffy, he overpowers Dofi and then goes for a back kick. But Dofi, he blocks it. And then Luffy, he jumps over him and then he tries to go for another attack. And then Dofi, he dodges that. But Luffy, he was relentless. He wasn't giving up. They really was making this shit look like some DBZ fight, I'm not gonna lie. And this man Luffy, he was throwing haymakers at Doflamingo. He was trying to make sure those connect, but Doflamingo, he was blocking all of those. And then Luffy was like, alright, bet. So he dashes to Doflamingo with a kick. And then they had a little mini struggle, but then Luffy, he kind of overpowered him a little bit. And then Doflamingo was like, nah, let me get one in. So he goes for a punch, but Luffy, he ended up dodging it, right? And then Luffy, he jumps back and does this tornado kick, and then he comes back to Doflamingo and booms him right in the stomach. He really had bro leaking, I'm not gonna lie. And here we have Trevor, he over here glazing Doflamingo while Luffy piecing him up. But we all know how anime works. Usually when somebody is glazing somebody else, it's either one, the person they're glazing is going to get beat up, or two, the person they're glazing is going to fight back and just do something dirty to the other opponent, or three, the person that watching this video is not subscribed to this channel, and they need to subscribe to this channel because only most of the people that watch this channel do not subscribe to the channel. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but subscribe to the channel. Yeah. But yeah, Luffy, he jumps up in the air, he stretches his arm back. Look at Doflamingo, he got this menacing look. He's not even worried. He's even smiling and laughing at him. Anyways, Luffy, he throws his hand so fast at Doflamingo that we only see the wind coming from it. And then this man Doflamingo, he started this dash on air towards Luffy, and then this man kicks Luffy like a soccer ball. Luffy tried blocking it, but it wouldn't work. Doflamingo was like, you lied, bitch. You said you was gonna subscribe to his channel. Fuck out of here. He sent that man Luffy flying. He just float down so smoothly. Say cheese. Yeah, that's going in the books.
Boy, he got that shit on though.
Anyway, this man Luffy, he was still flying from the kick. This man Trevor was like, get over here! And he snatched this man up and pulled him right to him. Now he's stuck in the gooky, stuffy stuff. I'm gonna just give a brief summary of what's happening around here. So basically, Doflamingo, he was gonna try to finish Law off while Luffy watches, right? And Luffy, he wasn't just gonna sit there and watch that, so he was trying to punch Trevor. That didn't work. And then Law was like, he trash and all that, right? After Trevor got pissed, he started shooting all his snot and all that stuff at Law, and Law was just getting ate up by it and all that. But it was all a part of Law plan. He was doing this all on purpose just to get him pissed. So as he got close enough to him, Law, he created a room, and I don't understand why this man didn't see he created a room. But anyways, yeah, he created a room. Doflamingo was telling this nigga, yo, chill the fuck out. He's just making you fall for his trap. This man, he didn't care. He still was spazzing out. He was trying to attack Law, but this man Law was so clever. He had his arm that was cut off holding his sword, and then he flicked his finger and made the sword slice this man Trevor. All it took is one vital slice, and this man was gone. This man started to melt away. All that nasty snot, or whatever you want to call it. I think it was snot, and he just looked at old and just skinny and nasty. He already looked nasty, but this just made him look even more worse. So he felt embarrassed of himself. So this man, he was about to just blow up Law and sacrifice himself because he felt just so embarrassed. So what he did, he tried to blow up Law, but apparently it didn't work because Luffy, he grabbed Law just in time and he hopped out the flame, and yada yada yada. Luffy, he throw Law and all that stuff, and then eventually Luffy and Doflamingo is about to fight again. And now that I cleared that up, let's get to this fight. So Luffy, he goes to Doflamingo, and then Doflamingo tries to attack Luffy. Luffy jumps up in the air and does this front flip and tries to kick Doflamingo, but as you can see, he dodges that. And then Luffy, he goes for barrages of attack, but then Doflamingo, he was just blocking all of those. And then Luffy, he just go for a Jet Bazooka, and surprisingly, Doflamingo, he just takes it. And then he just starts smiling upside down in the air. Then Doflamingo, he shoots something at Luffy. Luffy just barely dodges it, and then Doflamingo, he lifts it up, and then he catches Luffy with it. Now he goes behind Luffy back, and as you can clearly see, he's ready to kick his back in, which he was, if you was wondering. Not only that, he sent him crashing through rocks and shit. Luffy, he pulls himself back up in the air, and then he goes for a punch. Doflamingo, he blocks it, but Doflamingo, he tried to attack Luffy. Luffy, he hops out the way, and then he pulls out his finger blicky. Luffy, he dodges that, then he tries to shoot him again. Luffy blocks it, and then he goes after him. He punches Doflamingo, he blocks that, and then he tries to go for another one, but then Doflamingo, he kicks him, but Luffy, he blocks that kick. But somehow Doflamingo, he got another one in on him and kicked him right in the stomach. Had Luffy going through it. Then Luffy, he started yelling as usual, and just look how smooth this man Doflamingo is with this rainbow screen. As Luffy is trying to attack him, he blocks the first attack, and then he flings it somewhere till it hit his back, and he blocks his back as well. Like, how he did that? Like, that was so clean, I'm not gonna lie. And then Luffy goes back for more with this clean ass kick, and then they both just start clashing with their kicks and looking at each other. And then Luffy, he tries to punch him, and then he blocks it. And for somehow this man Doflamingo always catches Luffy with his kicks. And then Doflamingo, he was going for some more. He slapped this man with the rainbow screen, but Luffy, he eats that, and he goes back for some more. But apparently Doflamingo, he blocks it again. And then Doflamingo, he goes in for attack. Luffy, he also goes in for attack. They both do a little punch clash. Doflamingo, he kicks Luffy. Luffy blocks it. Luffy tried to get him one, and this man Doflamingo, he blocked it. And then try to knee Luffy into the face, but Luffy, he blocks that. And then Luffy, he hops back up in the air, and then he kicks Doflamingo. Doflamingo, he tries to block it, but he couldn't handle that kick this time. And then finally this man Luffy, he gets one in right in the gut. Doflamingo felt that one, but they kept going. Luffy throws another one, he catch Doflamingo. And then he throws another one, Doflamingo dodges that. And then he throws another one, he catches Doflamingo again. Luffy hops back, and then he started to throw barrages of attack at him. He started blocking those though. Luffy, he goes for the punch. Doflamingo dodges it. And then Doflamingo, he throws a quick little uppercut. Luffy, he dodges that. And then Luffy, he kicks Doflamingo. He blocks that. But just look at this frame. Why the hell Luffy looks so goofy right here? They must be thought I wasn't gonna catch him lacking. Trust me, I catch everything. Well, probably not everything, but I do slow things down enough for me to catch stuff. But anyways, they both throw an even punch. And then Doflamingo, he was like, man, forget this. He started to use his screens against Luffy. Luffy, he was dodging him. Yep, he was dodging him. And then this man starts sliding on it like it's a skateboard. Pause. And then he goes second gear, hops up in the air, and then he goes for a Red Hawk. And then this man Doflamingo, he put Armor Man Hockey on his feathers, bro, so the impact won't hurt as much. And then Doflamingo, he gets up like a menace, of course. And Luffy, he didn't waste no time. He turned his fist big, and he tried to attack Doflamingo with it. It was too slow. Doflamingo, he vanished from that, and he kicks Luffy right in the face. Ooh, I know that gotta hurt. And bro just gently landed on this tiny ass screen. But anyways, if Luffy kept this up, I mean, nothing would have really happened. I mean, pretty much everybody would have died from the cage that he set up. So Luffy, he had to find a way to finish this fast. And the only way how he will be able to do that if he got stronger. So in order for him to do that, he discovered a new transformation at this time. So this man, he begins to make a muscle balloon, and he just started to transform into this weird bouncy person. And y'all know I never peeped they had the devil fruit design. Like when he was transforming, you could see the devil fruit right here. That's crazy. I never peeped that. But anyways, this man, he transformed into the most goofiest transformation probably in anime history. But just because it's goofy doesn't mean he can't bang with you. Even though if he thought it was goofy, he was laughing at him. But as the saying goes, don't never judge your book by its cover, right? So this man Luffy, he started to cock his arm back, like pushing that shit back. And this should be a sign to like move out the fucking way, but I guess not. So after he was done with that, he speed blazed towards Doflamingo, and then he punched the hell out of Doflamingo. Luffy, he blocked it. I ain't gonna lie, he blocked it. But he stood sent that man blocks away. But when I looked at like he was just chilling, just sliding on the ground like that, I felt like the building did a little bit more damage than that punch. But anyways, Luffy, he wasn't done yet, so he started flying towards Doflamingo. Doflamingo looking like, what the fuck, bruh? He shoots something at Luffy. Luffy, he teleports. And Doflamingo like, what the hell this motherfucker at? And this man Luffy appears right behind him and kicks this man all in the face. Had Buddy face all busted up. And he sent this man flying through buildings. And I know this man like, bruh, I can't even move. I just gotta take this full force. I bet it low-key felt like sleep paralysis. Like when you trying to move, but you can't move. But you're aware that you up, but you can't move. That's probably how it felt. I know that's probably was a terrible analogy, but let's just roll with it. This man Doflamingo, he pissed as hell. And he started just flying fast as hell into the sky. While this man Luffy, he just casually bouncing on his butt. And then he just blast off. And then Doflamingo was right there waiting for him. So Doflamingo, he tried to throw his screens at him. Luffy really was like, and bro just broke that shit. And he even tried a rainbow version. Luffy broke through that as well. And then he pulled out the finger blicky. Luffy, he dodges that. And right now Luffy, he just chilling in the air. But anyways, they both was going for a punch, but Doflamingo, he couldn't handle it, as you can see. And Luffy, he was cocking that fist back, but Doflamingo, he dodged it. And bro, he does a front flip in mid-air, but Luffy, he dodges that and bounce back towards Doflamingo. And then headbutt him in the stomach, but he blocks it with his haki. And then Doflamingo, he was trying to knock him back. Luffy can't came back like a boomerang and hit him right in the chin and sent him flying, and then was following up on the attack. He launched his attack at Dofi again, but Dofi he weaves it and then he tries to kill Luffy. But as you can see, that did not work on Luffy. This man, he ate that and he flings him back. And then he throws his punch at him again. And as you can see, Dofi just barely dodges it. And then his punch was just start following this man everywhere he go. He was trying to go everywhere, but it was just following him. And then he finally dodges it. And for some reason, he thought that he could just throw an attack at Luffy and it would work. And all Luffy was doing is sending his punch right to him, and it ate right through that attack, and he boomed his shit, sending this man flying through a building again. How many times this man got sent through a building? That boy can't handle that fourth gear. Dofi was like, nothing ain't working, so he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna have to try something new. So apparently his devil fruit was awakened, so he was able to turn anything he touched into screen. So as Luffy tried to attack him, he was able to block his attack. Then this man started to turn all the buildings into screens, and he was just tossing it at Luffy, casually walking, while Luffy had to just dodge all those attacks. And also in this process, Gear 4 was taking its toll on Luffy because he used it up too much haki, so Luffy had to find a way to finish off Doflamingo as quick as possible. But Dofi, he realized that, so he was just trying to buy time until Luffy like pass out. And not only that, this man was fixing himself up inside. But I'm gonna just skip some of this because mostly all it was just Luffy dodging attacks and stuff like that. So this man Luffy, he cocks his head back and launches his head right inside Dofi's stomach. And he felt that, but he wasn't letting that slide, so he grabbed Luffy on some Spider-Man shit and he slams him towards the ground. Luffy, he bounced that off and started flying towards him. Dofi was trying to attack him. Luffy was like, man, get that off me. And then this man Luffy, he was cocking his arm back, and Dofi, he was trying his best to try to hit Luffy, but this man Luffy was dodging all his attacks. This man was zip-zapping in the air. He zipped right towards him too. And he hit him with the meanest Leo bazooka he had. And I don't know what's up with this man Dofi, but he just loved getting sent through these buildings. But hey, I ain't complaining. And at this point, this man Luffy, he got him in a T-pose. I mean, this man was just chilling up there. But little did they know this man was still breathing. I mean, Luffy, he peeped game, but he did it at the last minute. Cause by that time, this man, he ran out of haki and started deflating like a balloon. Look at bro, he was almost there. That's crazy. And at this point, this man Luffy, he had to wait for 10 minutes to recover his haki. And we not for this sit there and explain that, so we just gonna get to the part when he did. And y'all remember in the beginning of the video how it was like Dofi folded like twice, he could have been killed Luffy? Well, this was one of the chances he could have killed Luffy, but nah, he decided to toy with people instead of looking for Luffy and try to kill him, to the point that this man Luffy was able to get his haki back. Okay, now y'all may be wondering, where's the next chance he could have killed him? Bro, literally this man was controlling Luffy, but you know what he decided to do? Make him go 4th gear. You knew your screens couldn't handle him, but you made him go 4th gear. Anyways, bro's one of the most biggest bozos ever in One Piece. I'm not gonna lie, for just doing that. Y'all probably be like, damn, you must be wanting Luffy to die. It's not even that. I mean, he like had the most obvious opportunity to like kill him twice, but this man didn't do it. Like, bro, if that was me, things would have went different. So Dofi being the bozo he is, Luffy goes 4th gear and he just bodies Dofi, and that's gonna wrap it up. I'm not for to sit here and be like, oh man, this man Luffy, he did this, he did that. Nah, Luffy, he bodies him, one shots him, that's it. I'm not gonna go through all that. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch y'all later.